Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about the sport of golf. Now as far as equipment goes, golf is pretty simple. You need a club, like this one right here. There are a wide variety of golf clubs. This one is called a putter. They're shaped different ways. It depends on how far you want to hit the ball depending on what club you use. So if you have a putter, that means you're really close to the hole and you just want to tap it into the hole. There's also a club called a driver. That's the one that you hit right away, the first hit. That has the ball travel really far. And there's other clubs called wedges and things like that. So there are a bunch of different types of golf clubs depending on how far you need to hit the ball. And then of course you also would need a golf club, all right? And as far as playing it, there are a ton of courses around the area here that you can go to, and you can go play golf on a wide variety of courses here. And I'm actually gonna try to hit it in the hole here in just a second. Before I do that though, I wanna go over some quick rules about golf and explain the game a little bit differently because it's a little different sport. Scoring's a little different, and there's some different terms that you guys might want to learn. So let's go over this quickly and then I'm going to try to put one in, all right? So typically when you play golf, there are 18 holes, if you can read that, 18 holes that it takes. So when you go to a golf course, typically you would have 18 different holes that you would walk around and try to make the ball into, okay? Now you don't have to play all 18 holes. Some people you can play half and just play 9 holes, but typically you're going to want to play 18 holes when you do golf. There are some different terms in golf that we use to describe the scoring and describe how many points you get. So one of the terms is par. Now when you say that you hit par, that just means par varies between different holes. It's different. The par means that the par refers to the number of hits that it's expected to take to make it in the hole. So let's say you go to you're on a hole, you're at a golf course, you're ready to hit into the hole, and you are on a par 4. So that means that a typical golfer should be able to hit the golf ball in the hole in 4 hits. And if they hit it in 4 hits on a par 4, that means they hit par. Now, if you go to a hole that's a little shorter and you don't have to hit it as far, that might be a par 3. So that means that the typical golfer would need only 3 hits to make it in the hole. And if it's a even bigger if it's a bigger hole and it's really far away, they might call it a par 5. That means that it's gonna take 5 hits to make it in the hole. And if it takes 5 hits and you hit it 5 hits in the hole, you have made par. So that's the basic standard scoring that you wanna get. You wanna make par or get better than par as often as possible. If it's a par 4, you don't want to take 5 hits. If it's a par 3, you don't want to take 5, 6, 7 hits. You want to make it par or better, okay? Now what if you do better? What if it's a par 3 and you hit it in the hole only in 2 hits? Well, that is called a birdie. The birdie means that it just takes 1 fewer hit to make it in the hole than par. So you're on a golf course, you're at the hole, and it is a par 4, and if you make it in the hole in 3 hits, that means you got a birdie, which is good. You want birdies, okay? You want low scores. You don't want to take a lot of hits to make it in the hole in golf. So in golf, higher scores are actually worse, and you actually want a lower score. That means you did better. Now, let's say it's a par 4, so you want 4 hits to make it in, but you hit it in the hole, you hit it in the water, or you made it in the bunker, and it took you 5 hits. That means that you get a bogey. That's another term in golf. That means it takes 1 extra hit to make it in. So if it's a par 3 and it takes 4 hits to make it in for you, that means you get a bogey, all right? So you don't want bogeys. That means it takes more hits than you should get to make it in the hole. Those are the 3 major scoring options you guys want to be aware of. There are other ones if it takes more. There are double bogeys, triple bogeys, eagles, different terms like that. But these terms just refer to how many hits does it take to make it in the golf hole, okay? And then you guys also might have heard of golf yelling this word, 4. Have you ever been on a golf course and you heard someone yell, 4? And that's not referring to the number. It's spelled F-O-R-E, and that just means, it's a golf term that means it's a warning to other players that the ball is coming or the ball is near them. So when you're playing golf, there are other people on the golf course. You don't just have the whole golf course to yourself. There are other people in front of you. There might be people behind you waiting to hit. So if you hit the ball and it's really close and it's in the air and it's going near somebody, you guys want to yell 4, and that will tell the people that the ball is coming and it's like a heads up, okay? So those are the major terms you want to know for golf. And right now, I'm gonna do the best I can to do a little putting, okay? So I have my putter right here. I have my golf ball right here. And if I move this over here, you guys can see that I have placed a golf hole. And my goal is to make it in here, all right? We're gonna call this a par 3. So I'm gonna try to make this into the hole in 3 or less hits. Can I do it? Let's get you set up here. All right, you guys can see that? You guys can see that? Okay. All right, so you set the ball down like so. When you're holding the golf club, you want one hand in front of the other. You want your thumbs pointing down, not too tight, not just loose enough where you're hitting it. When you are putting, you're not gonna smack the ball. Putting is just tapping it, okay? So a lot of the motion comes with your shoulders, where you're just moving your shoulders and you're just tapping it in like that. You don't wanna move your wrists a lot. You don't wanna move your arms a lot. Most of the motion is actually gonna be in your shoulders when you're tapping it, okay? If you were driving the ball, if you wanna really hit it very far, first of all, you need a different club. Second of all, that's when you would really wind up and go through your motion like that. That would be driving the ball, okay? But the hole is really close, so I have a putter. And I'm gonna try to putt it in, all right? So, without further ado, let's see how I do, okay? This is hit number 1. That was a little too hard, people. Oh, there it goes. There she goes. I shouldn't have done this on a hill. She's rolling, she's rolling. All right, so the ball lands over there. You can't pick it up. Wherever you hit it is where it goes. Sometimes it goes in the water, sometimes it goes in the sand. You have to leave it no matter what. I'm gonna go up there and try to hit it back a couple more times. I did it. That counts, that counts, that counts. Hey, I made it in the hole. That counts. All right. Okay, so that took about 7 hits. So that means my score is 7. That's how you keep track. However many times it takes you to hit it in the hole is what your score is. And like I said, in golf, you actually want a lower score, not a higher score, which is different than typically other sports, okay? So, as you can see, I'm not the best golfer out here. I don't have very much practice, but there are a ton of great courses. There's golf courses in Sanborn. There are courses in Redwood Falls. There's courses at Dakota Ridge near Jackpot. Those are all great places that you can go and enjoy the sport of golf, all right? So go give it a shot, kids.